Hey, hi everyone. So, welcome back to my channel. So, this is Bala Hussain. So, in today's video, we are going to learn about the Playwright. So, one of the most powerful and modern automation testing tool. So, if you are preparing for any automation testing or if you want to upgrade your skills, so this is the video is perfect for you. So, let's get started. So, I am sharing my screen. So what is playwright? So now here I'm going to explain this concept like playwright. So in history, when we go to the playwright history, so this was developed by Microsoft Microsoft engineers, and this is the open source tool, so which anyone can use this one and contribute to your anything. So likewise, the playwright. So why this came into the picture? So before it is already Selenium is there and the puppeteer is there. So why this playwright come into this picture? So there are lots of advantages compared with the Selenium, but I don't tell like the Selenium. It is not. I mean, this entire playwright will replace with the Selenium. So I'm not agree with that, because every tool it is having the it is own independent kind of things, and every tool it is having it is advantages as well as the disadvantages, right? So the playwright, which is it supports multiple languages like Python, Java, and JavaScript API as well. Okay, so the Selenium is also will support the languages like Python and Java. Okay, so why this Playwright came into the picture? Like so, this is more advantageous than the Selenium. So what are all those advantages? Means like, so the Playwright it is the automation testing tool, and it is very fast, reliable, and modern. Okay. So we can use this playwright. So we can tool to automate the web application, simulate the real user actions we use it for the testing. Okay. So this kind of activity we can do it, and the so playwright it is an automation tool. So used to test the web applications. In simple words, it help us to automatically open the browser, clicks the button, enter the data and verify the results as well. So just like as the real user. So this is the playwright concept, right? So why this playwright is powerful means, so let's understand the features of this playwright. The first feature is like built for testing. So this is like no flaky test cases. Why I'm telling this no flaky test cases, like s- so it is especially designed for testing, right? So normally in Selenium we use weights manually. So like we use the WebDriver weight. So this kind of weights we are using in the Selenium. But in Playwright, we are not using any kind of weights, artificial artificial weights. Okay. So if the button, for example, if you are using the Selenium, so this button is it is not loading in the proper time, so we need to wait for 10 seconds, like 5 seconds, right? We need to mention the wait in our code. But in Playwright, if the button it is not yet ready, the playwright will wait for that button. Okay, for example, if the page is not loading here, in Selenium, so we are using like WebDriver page loader, right? So that kind of activity, that kind of code we need to integrate in Selenium. But in our Playwright, it will wait for the page load till until the page load. Okay. And the second one is like, and the other advantage like, so this is one advantage, no flaky test. So it will auto wait for the elements. So we don't want to use any no thread dot sleep. So for example, in Selenium, so the element it is not available for some time. So we will mention the time here in here, right? So we can less flaky test here. Now the another advantage like auto wait and assertions. Okay, so it will automatically wait until the element is ready. Okay, so if you are doing any clicking operation, so it will wait until the element is ready. And assertions, the second important kind of things is assertions. So it will also retry the automatically. So for example, if you check the text box is visible for playwright keeps checking until it appears. Okay, so this until it will appear, then only it will enter the data. So it means it will wait for until the text box is loaded, because some of the applications it may take 5 to 10 seconds to load the DOM structure, like input data, like kind of activities, right? So the if it is enabled the input text, it will take, some of the application it will take 2 to 3 seconds or 4 seconds. But the playwright, until this text box is enabled, so the playwright will wait, right? Next, test isolation. So test isolation means each test run in a fresh browser. So fresh browser means, for example, so if you are running the test cases in one browser, so what will happen, like, so there will be a cache, it is stored in your browser. So if you are using the same browser, so if you are executing the test cases here in the same browser, it may leads to the some cache is there, some cache it is stored in your browser, right? So so in our playwright, every time execution it will loads the fresh browser. So there is no cache, there is no cache, there is no cookies, there is no cookies, there is no previous data, right? So it will start from the scratch, it will start from the fresh. Okay, so just like opening the new incognito mode or new incognito window every time. Okay, so there is no cache, there is no cookies, and there is no previous data, right? So this avoids dependency test site, so make the test more reliable, right? So then the fourth one is option, the fourth advantage is like, next, resilient locators. Okay, so playwright uses the it will user friendly locators. So it will get by the role, it will get by the label, it will get by the placeholder, it will get by the test id. For example, if you are having the button like placeholder, so directly you can use the get by placeholder, and you can give that button name here, right? So the label, so whichever you are using the label, so that label you need to provide the role. So the role, the type, so you can mention within this get by role kind of things, right? So instead of writing it, instead of long XPath, instead of writing we mean to say like id, so at the rate id equals to so for example button. So instead of writing this long XPath, So we can use our get by role or label or placeholder or test ID. Okay, so this is the one more advantages like for the playwright. The next one is parallel execution. So playwright runs the parallel execution. So runs tests simultaneously, faster execution better than CI/CD. So it means multiple tests run at the same time. So saves a lot of time, right? So multiple test cases we can run it at the same time. So in the if you are running in the same time with the multiple cases, so we saved the time, right? Here we saved the time, right? So suppose, so it will also supports the multiple browsers and faster CI/CD execution. Next advantage is like cross browser support. So Playwright support Chromium, Firefox. That Chromium means that means Chrome. So Firefox, WebKits, and Safari as well, right? So the same code for all the browsers. So we can just change the browser, like for example we are using the Chromium. So if you want to Firefox, then we need to Firefox, we need to remove this one and we need to add the browser specific Firefox, right? So you can test your application in all browsers in the same code. So the next advantage is like build for AI. So Playwright is modern and supports for the AI based testing. So instead of taking the screenshots, it uses the accessibility data, okay, and more accurate and the reliable. Okay, so what are all the powerful tools for the Playwright here? Test generator. So test generator, what it will do, like record your actions. Record your actions. It will record your actions. Next, trace viewer. Okay, helps to debug failures. So what is this trace viewer like? For example, if you in your the test case will fail at some point of locators or what. So this trace viewer, it can help us to debug our code. Okay, so next VS Code execution. So run tests directly from editor. So debug easily, inspect the elements live. Next, after that, what are all that? So session monitoring. So what this session monitoring is like, you can see the live browser execution. Right, so you can see the, so it will open the, for example, I am executing some Google, I am opening the Google document, so it will open the fresh Chrome browser and it will launch the URL like google.com. Okay, so what's the test in real time? Next, what are all the companies used by the Playwright, like Microsoft, Adobe, Disney plus Hotstar. So these are all the companies which are used by the Playwright. Okay, and the conclusion, it is like fast and reliable, easy. So must learn for the automation testing. So if you are new to the automation testing, if you are really want to automation tester, so go with the Playwright. So instead of Selenium, go with the Playwright. So it is very easy tool, and so you can easily understand, and it will support multiple languages, right? So it will support, there are multiple languages like Java, Python, Node.js, and JavaScript, APA. So if you want to use this Playwright with Java, so you can go with the Playwright with Java. If you want to go with Playwright with Python, you can go with the Playwright with Python. So this is the best tool for the automation purpose. If you are the new to the testing, or if you are at the starting stage, so now you can go with the Playwright. So now tomorrow's session, so I will show you how to download an IntelliJ, how to create the project, and how to execute the first test case. Okay, so this is what today I want to explain with you. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed my channel, so please subscribe my channel.